I've got a little anecdote about a positive thing.
Go on, go for it.
That isn't negative. So I was working with a couple of friends of mine, and we were doing a touring show that was about community building. So we would have these kind of cardboard structures that we turned into houses and put out on a massive canvas. And at the time, we were doing it in Belgium. So we were in the middle of Belgium train station doing this project. And we were all absolutely terrible at social media. I think to date, the account about that show has got less than 1,000 followers, but the show's been to nearly every continent on the world.
Wow.
So I don't know what we were doing, but something was right. It wasn't social media. But there was one occasion in which we posted a picture of us in Belgium, and this was when there were these first kind of AI tools that you could use to generate hashtags, things like that. And so I thought it would be a cool idea to do that. And one of the hashtags that came out was architecture. That was a hashtag we hadn't used before. And then from that, we got DM'd by the London Festival of Architecture, who saw the pictures of the project that we were doing, and were like, oh, it'd be really cool if you wanted to come and make a really small version of this in our office for all of our stakeholders. And we were like, yeah, sure, send us your budget. And it was the highest amount of money we have ever earned for that thing. And it was only one day's work. Right. So there's an example of the power of literally a hashtag was all that changed that.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So, yeah.
Ooh, I can share a positive experience as well. I don't know if any of you have watched One Day on Netflix. It's my favourite book in the world. I love it to bits. And social media connected me with the author. So I was constantly kind of posting on social media how much I love this book. It was really uncool of me. But I love it, and any opportunity to talk about it. I blogged about it. I did back when I used Twitter. I don't anymore. I would post on there. And then eventually the author, who happens to be a really lovely sort of chap, messaged me and said, oh, this is so sweet of you, you know, would you like a proof of my next book? And then he sent me an advanced copy of his next book, and then we kind of developed a friendship, which was quite sweet. And then recently I was contacted by like a sort of PR agency he was working with to go to the premiere of One Day at BAFTA in London. And I was given a +1, but I managed to blag 2, and I brought my parents along because they loved the book as well. Again, really uncool, but it was the best time. And I got to meet so many people kind of from the book world, but also like influencers and actors as well. I met the whole cast, they were lovely. And got to watch the first 3 episodes in this sort of cinema, and that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for social media, if I hadn't just put what I love out on social media and sort of been open to whoever sort of responded to it. So that was nice. That was a journey.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's been a positive one for you, apart from the fundraiser.
I think the fundraiser was probably the biggest positive thing. I mean, I guess things on a personal scale, as I've gone from running the coffee shop, because I sold it, so it's still there, it's still got the same name and everything, so anybody could walk in even now and think, oh yeah, Lauren owns this place, don't they? It still all looks
People
the same and everything. It'll always be mine. But when we had this sort of big leaving party and everything, I told her, because we had so many regulars at that time, you know, and you get into people's lives and they're able to tell you their personal things, you keep up to date, and you know, they want to support you. So told everybody what my personal account was, and just said, come and follow me here. And at that time I knew that I'd decided that I was going to go into doing nails. So I said, just come and follow me here. And you know, then I started up my nail page, and at this point I'd had to learn, this is where I've started learning a lot more about social media, but so I would post on both pages, my personal page and then the new nail page, and slowly I started to see old customers following me from the shop to my personal page, and then through to my nail page, and then booking in with me. And you know, I had just this week, last week, someone sent a message, I'd love to book in with you. You know, sat down, I was like, I feel like I recognise her a little bit. How did you find out about me? She said, oh, I've been following you since Cake Room, since the coffee shop. And like, that's a really sweet thing that somebody has taken the time to be interested and supported in what you're doing. Because when you're putting it out there, in that moment, it's like social media just feels like a job. Like I've got to post in order to make sure people see me. But it's nice to know that there are people out there that are actually really paying attention in a nice way, in a positive way, and want to support. So, you know, that's a really positive thing. And not only is it nice to have the compliment that people care and want to follow you, but it then actually translate into actual money.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a sort of another thing we can talk about, is how social media does translate into an income. So, I mean, that's one example for me. And then just in general, starting this new business, this nail page, and people are coming in and booking and going, okay, and you know, I put my price list up there, which was really difficult to do, getting all the prices right. But people are looking at that and going, actually, yeah, I can afford that. Or I want to treat myself to that. Yeah. And it does take a while. I was saying this in the car. Do not quote me because I can't remember the exact number, but it's something like, there's been statistics have been done that it's like 6 or 7 months to turn one follower into a paying customer, because they want to watch you, they want to see your work, they need to trust you. They are looking at what content you're putting out. And if it's just like a picture of nails, that's fine, but there's 1,001 Instagram pages that are just picture of nails. People respond to the personal element of a business. Yeah, any business, any small business in particular. So, and you say this with Cake Room, if ever there was a post with me in it, my face, that was always the one that, or the dog, they were always the one that's got the most engagement. Because people like people, in general, most people are interested in people and want to know more about people. I mean, that's social media all over. It's you putting yourself out there because hopefully people are interested. That's what those followers are. That's what those likes are. It's people who are interested.